This week I was on Joyce's lap. Her lap was actually the best one, because she would always sneak me breath mints. Her minty breath was the best in the car. Tonight, as it turned out, it was John's turn to complain. He was the head waiter at a fancy restaurant, but he wanted to be a chef. "I swear, I almost quit my job last night," he said in his broad Georgia accent. He was always saying he was going to quit his job, but he never did. "Really?" My dad sounded surprised, even though we'd already heard this on Plenty of Fridays. John wanted to have his own restaurant. So how far had he come in making his dream come true? Well, he was good at giving detailed reports about how awful his job was. "Oh, David," he moaned, "the chef doesn't know how to cook. Customers keep sending their dinners back to the kitchen, too cold, too soggy, burnt. And you know what else? Even when he gets it right, his food is plain. Just plain food that people could have made at home. Going to a restaurant should be special. People go there for birthdays and anniversaries. They need special food. They need exciting food. I left a wonderful Linzer recipe for him, with a few tips, just to get him excited about cooking again. He's such a mean-spirited, depressed, lazy cow. Do you know what he did?" Phyllis chimed in. She had a terrible problem with talking, and talking, and talking. "John found the recipe folded up at his headwaiter station," she said now. "No comment, and no thanks." "So you know what I'm going to do?" John asked. Then he answered himself. "I'm going to march into that bank on Monday, get a loan, and start my own restaurant. And the first dessert on the menu will be my own Linzer tort." "Oh, John, that's a very healthy way to deal with your disappointment," said Joyce. Being a therapist, she loved it when people said nice things about themselves or made big, bold plans for their future. She was very popular in this car on Fridays. "Using your anger as rocket fuel to start your own project, that is a great use of energy." Joyce had almost a little girl's voice. Phyllis liked to call her tender-hearted. She cried whenever she saw something sad, beautiful, happy, or related to the autumn. "Oh, the fall," she would say in her slightly Munchkin voice. "Yellow leaves, yellow school buses, kids walking to school." And then we'd see the tears, and Phyllis would pull a tissue from the bottomless pocket of her sweater and talk a little too long about anything that would help Joyce quiet down. Joyce thought she was a bad therapist because she cried so much. She learned to get 2 boxes of tissues, one for her clients, one for herself. John was very happy to hear Joyce's opinion. "That's right, Joyce," he said. "My anger gives me energy. Henri's unworthiness as a chef is the last straw." I couldn't stand it. I felt so cramped, so annoyed, and so sick of the same conversation every Friday. "You always say it's the last straw, John," I pointed out. I felt Joyce's legs stiffen beneath me, even as she wiped her nose. Phyllis said, "What do you mean, Amalee?" I let it all out. "I mean that every week is the last straw. Every week we pretend that John is really going to start a restaurant." "And I'm sure he will, Amalee," Joyce gasped. "And I'm sure he won't," I answered. I didn't mean to say it. I meant to say that John should just do what he said he was going to do. But instead, I felt like I'd just put a curse on him. The silence that followed made it hard to breathe. Carolyn spoke up from where she was wedged against the window. "Wow, that was mean." As always, Carolyn didn't hesitate to tell us what she thought. The car was silent again. Joyce sucked on her mint nervously. In her little bird voice, she said, "Well, really." But nothing after that. "Amalee's right," said John sadly. "I'm always saying I'm going to do something, and then I don't. I'm unmotivated. I'm the lazy cow." "You are not," Phyllis protested. "John, you work harder than anyone I know," said my dad. I couldn't say a thing. I had no